Immediately, what starts coming through in relation to this question, how to keep the heart open, is it is a natural extension of a quieted mind. An open heart is actually a very natural aspect of the self. It is sort of an aperture that we open and close based on, and that's a perfect word for it, based on what we're focusing on in our existence. The natural order of things is that our chakras sort of open and close like flowers, sort of like flowers opening during the day and closing at night. That's the natural order of things. Now, they are always full of energy and always spinning, but it's like our pupils dilating. They have their own natural order of things. At times, our energy is going to be more centered within, and there are certain circumstances that are meant for this. We go into a room that's full of people, we're going to have very specific alignment. If we are in a space where we're not meeting anything with fear, our body will naturally align to what is called for in that present moment. Now, we could walk into a room full of people and have every one of our chakras open and spinning fully. And if we are in presence with ourselves, and that is what is called for naturally, that's what will happen. And these are really portals. These are all portals to specific energies within the higher self. Okay. So we are streaming our higher self through all of the time. And our chakra centers are the opening and closing apertures that allow that light of our higher self to move through us and shine into the area surrounding us, if that makes sense. Okay, so this sort of matrix that we're dancing in, the light that is coming through, that is our full self, is being measured, open, close. It's never really like cut off, but it is measured through our chakras, and the light dances in perfect harmony with whatever experience we're moving into. So let's look at how to keep our heart open. It's really just presence, because everything, just like our pupils dilating, everything is in perfect order and in perfect balance. If it's very bright out, we're going to have just a very small pupil, right? It's going to close a little bit because it's all naturally measured. So if it feels like our heart is closing and that is uncomfortable for whatever reason, then what we want to do is witness, how present are we? Are we being present? And we actually have the capacity of being fully present in all moments. It used to seem like a far off goal to be in states of enlightenment. It's not anymore. Every single person listening to this has the capacity to reach varying states of what we used to call enlightenment. It's the light coming through the apertures, okay? When we are in presence, we feel no need for barrier, and the light can shine through in more and more fullness. So if we feel cut off, if our hearts feel like they're starving, that's sort of the way that that feels, right? What that means is, and what I'm being shown is the aperture on the back of our body. Because of the way that the light shines through us, they spin as portals. It's sort of like, if you can imagine that all of these chakra points, and we have chakra points in our auras as well, because our aura is part of our body. We are like a network. It's like a web, it's a net of our whole body system is like this big egg or circle, and it's a net through the physical body out into the energy body and the various layers of that. So we've got these little portals spinning through all areas of our body, and it is in perfect balance. We've got the receptive and the penetrating, the receiving and the giving. These are These are true of every center in the body, of all of these chakra points, and they are portals. They are allowing the light to stream through. And what I'm seeing is it's almost like one side. This is so cool. I have never heard this before. One side is the black hole, the other side is the light moving in. This is how we receive from the void and we bring light from the void. It seems as if we wouldn't be able to do that. The void is everything, but we perceive it as nothing. It's such a funny way that we see it. But that's why it looks like a black hole, because then what comes out through the other side is actually light. The reason that we feel that we want an open heart, the reason that that's even a desire, is because of the contrast of when we feel that we don't have an open heart. It is as if we are not being fed. It is food. It is a different layer of nourishment. It's true nourishment. And so here's the truth that's being delivered about having an open heart, about being able to keep our heart open in this experience. Stay present with yourself. When we talk about staying present, we don't mean, mm, we don't mean to say that it's easy. We don't mean to say that it's just, oh, stay present as you're walking in the world where you have intended time to exist. So, we gave ourselves this joyful gift of the game of time unfolding. And then the message keeps coming through, stay present, stay present. It's like, well, we're doing both, right? We're witnessing the play of time and traveling through time. This human body is a spaceship that travels through time. That is what we are. Right? So we've got this game that we're playing, traveling through time, and we're supposed to just always be present. Well, they're not different. They're not different. When we are present, we are able to witness all of time because it becomes one. And then we get to play with our multidimensionality. We get to play with, oh, this moment is new. Oh, this moment is new. It's so beautiful. So they're not different. They're not separate. We can be in a time-based reality. We can perceive things as unfolding over time, which we love from our higher perspective. We love it. And then we can also be present. It's not different. The experience of presence is love. And let that sink in. Because the fullness of the all that is that perfect. I'm hearing a frequency right now. It's so loud. It sounds like everything in existence playing their musical note. It's the divine harmony of all. I can hear it singing. That's presence. That's presence. When we are not present, we perceive one note, and it sounds, I'm not sure if this is a word, disharmonic. It's out of balance. It doesn't sound right because we're not even hearing the full note. We're hearing the scratchiness of part of that note being transmitted. Presence helps us hear the full singing symphony. It's incredible. And presence is love. Presence is who we are. And love is who we are. Love is because we are all of it. But again, it's our perception. Wherever we're perceiving something that seems like it's not love, that's because we've got just a fragment of it. When we can zoom out and receive all of it, that is enlightenment, because that is all of the apertures being open in perfect harmony. It's sort of like, I've got an exercise in the ecstasy course, which is a sexuality course, called playing the flute. So this is related to that. Our whole body, our chakra system is playing the flute, right? So as one opens, the aperture opens, and we sing with light in perfect harmony with whatever is in existence at that moment in present awareness. So that's how it works. And it never feels like we're starving because we're in presence. Now, what I'm being shown is that it takes a little bit to come into presence. This is what we call shadow work. And remember, this teaching, this is a divine teaching. We don't go looking for shadow work. We don't need to dive in and parse our dirty closets forever and ever. What we actually do is we clean out and we allow to naturally arise the things that are keeping us from our light shining through. And we will meet those naturally. And here's the funny thing, in presence, shadow work naturally happens. Imagine this, you've got something that you built to filter this divine heart space. You've got something that was built there based on a perception of something that happened long ago that's gotten stuck in the energy field, like a web or a cloud covering, right? Constricting, like walls. And when we move into presence, light begins to shine through and it meets those walls. And light is so powerful, it will naturally push those walls back. And then what we feel as humans is we feel the walls pushing back and we think, oh God, my life is falling apart. Shadow work. I better dive into shadow work. And it's like, no, it's happening naturally. Stay present with it. Stay present with it. And again, when we as humans watch a wall falling down, does a building falling down look messy? Yeah. And we're so used to attuning to that mess that we miss how beautiful it is that the light is now able to shine through. And we kind of clean it up and we learn new ways of being. It's a continuous process. And as we shine more light through, we are going to be met with different things that sort of we need to wiggle out of that old skin. It's okay. It's part of the process. It's natural. Be present with the light that's shining through. Bring your love to everything that you experience. And really, what that means is bring your presence to every moment that you are incarnated, to every moment that you're experiencing this time unfolding. Bring your full presence. And that means that you will be bringing the love of who you truly are. You will be bringing divine love that sings in harmony with every moment.